Because I know that I want to thank him. So thank you, because I didn't know that Oma too much like this. That's the truth. And emotion, his interest, his desire to convey what he has in mind is what has kept us. This lecture has taken like 1 hour.
Yes. It's as if it's 20 minutes.
Yes, it has taken like 1 hour. And then in lecture, you need to take into consideration the ability of the people to assimilate. But because of his interest in emphasizing his emotion to convey what he knows, the spirit to really make us understand what he was expressing. That is why it took this long. So, in my participation at the moment, I would like us to ask him questions from what we have heard him say, so that it will help us to, appreciate the thing better. I know, like the time I say appreciate, we need to speak Engr, so that we all flow.
Yeah.
Because he was high too in his language.
I want to ask one question.
So you want to ask a question?
Please, Chidi, thank you so much for the lecture. The topic you picked is a deep one. It's a very deep one, full of philosophies, and you went into as if you're into spirituality. So one question I want to ask is, there was a time they said they banned Indians from playing World Cup up to now.
Yes.
They said they banned them because they scored how many millions of goals?
100 goals.
Is it likely to be from spiritualism?
Well, I heard that story when I was young. I take it as a myth. I don't know how true it is.
Yeah, that's a good answer.
Okay. Okay. I also heard that story that even they also said that because that when they are coming like this, the keeper, instead of the keeper seeing, the keeper will see a lion running up towards him, and the keeper will run away. The ball will be entering. I also heard it. Well, in India, we know them to be, they are highly into spiritism and spiritual things. So whether it's true or not, I've not verified that.
That's a good answer.
I've not verified that. So
Any other question? Any other question? Any other question? Any other? Bello, you have anything to ask?
My brother, I listened with rapt attention to your lecture, and I think it's a very wonderful one. Like my brother said, he went deep into spirituality, and sometimes we also read spiritual books. But I have a question to ask. You are trying to differentiate between the spirit, the soul, and the mind. But I didn't really get it clear. When you correlate the soul and the spirit, can you throw more light on that?
okay, now briefly, the spirit of a man is, like I said, is that aspect of man that has the characteristic, the nature of God, which we can talk to. We can actually talk to our spirit. We can relate with it. Now, the soul is the seat of our intellect. Is where our reasoning is. Is what we stand before God. I can't help but still go spiritually with that. It is what eventually we stand before God. That's briefly what I can say about. I don't know what that is. And it's different, like I said, the soul is, we think with our soul. For example, now, when they say, you see with what? With your eyes. It's not your body that is seeing it. Your soul is seeing with your eyes. You smell with your nose. You feel with your skin, with your hand. So it's our soul that's feeling it, but you feel through our body. Our body is the instrument for feeling it. Thank you.
It's okay. Okay, you are trying to say that the spirit is the essence of man, right? It's the essence of man. That's when you call it God, when it's taken from God. Yeah. The essence of man, or the essence of anything. The spirit is the essence of anything. why you call the soul the seat of our intellect. Okay, you are saying this. The soul is the mind or something?
The mind, we think our soul, the
Is the
seat
mind.
of our mind, where we think is the soul. We think to our soul.
We think with our soul. That is, we function here with our soul.
Our soul, yes.
Why the spirit is
It's from God. It's the bread of God.
is okay.
It's there for us.
I think is it clear? I think it's clear. You know what he was trying to tell us about the story of creation is that the spirit of man, that God decided in chapter 1 of Genesis that I'm going to duplicate myself in something called man. Then in chapter 2, he now formed that man and brought that thing that is himself into it, I think. So what he was trying to do, and then he quoted Psalm 82, where, Jesus quoted that place too, when they wanted to stone him. He said, it's written that you are gods. So what he was trying to tell you, or tell us, and then he quoted Ndibo, when Ndibo said, Onyekwe, Chiekwe. When you place it very well, you said that Onyekwe, that is, you have to agree first. When your soul or mind agrees, your spirit will agree. So the only thing that is holding us from achieving success, that is all the things that are trying to do, it's not the spirit that is in the land. It's not the spirit that is up. It is the spirit that is in you. It is you that will determine it, because it is you that will first agree before your chi will follow. So what he's saying, and then he went into a book that, as a matter of fact, I bought that book and distributed to some people in this place. In my house, everybody, I think I gave her one. I gave everybody. Most of the people I've met, I read that book for a long time. For that book. So the book is called Joseph Murphy. And it's a letter. Joseph Murphy was a pharmacist. He was a pharmacist, and I think he was a reverend father or something. The reverend father was a pharmacist. He wrote that book, The Power of Your Subconscious Mind. And he helped us. Say King James Version called it the inner man. If you go to King James Version, they said outer man, which is your soul or your mind, and then the inner man, which is the spirit. See, my brothers and sisters, if you appreciate what he was trying to convey, you will see that we have arrived at that place. That anything at all you want to achieve, try to bring it to your subconscious mind. If it enters into your subconscious mind, it is as good as done. Now the last thing he was talking about, trying to state the state, he was trying to tell us the state of our brain. As we are here now, we are in better states of our brain. We are using to discuss. That is when our conscious mind, because if you come to our mind, we have two stages. We have our conscious mind, and then we have our subconscious mind. What we are using in this discussion, what we are using in this lecture is our conscious mind. But the subconscious mind is the inner man. So, but in this present level we are using it, the frequency of our brain is at what we call beta level. So when we want to sleep, between the time you want to sleep and the time you sleep, you go from alpha. Alpha to what? Theta. Alpha to theta. From theta, when you go into deep sleep, you go into what they call gamma, not gamma, delta. You go into delta. Before gamma is a faster one. So that time anything that is in your mind that time has the possibility of jumping into your subconscious mind. And if it jumps into your subconscious mind, it must come to pass. It must come to pass. That is why, in most times, when you read some of these books, they ask you to always be repetition, always be repeating something, always have in mind, this is what you want. Anything you want. Anything you ask, like he has given us a project. He has told us, try it in two things, right? One is what? The first one was
generate ideas.
You can say, I want this story, this thing, I want this to create this thing. And then the other one said, say you have $100 before we meet next week, next week Sunday. But Joseph Murphy said there's a language you need to talk to your subconscious mind. The language is that you have to talk in present tense. Jesus didn't said it. That place he quoted in Mark 11, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. Jesus said it. He said, when you pray, believe that you have it. So here, to do this thing now, to have this $100 that he wants you to have, you don't need to say Chineke, because your name 100,000. If you say it will not work.
It's still in the future.
Are we understanding it? Yes. So if you say it will not work, it will still be like Olga tomorrow, and tomorrow will never end. Do you understand? When you go tomorrow will be the other day. So what do? You state it in present what tense. You can say thank you, Father, or thank you, universe, or thank you for I have $100. You thank you for I have $100. You keep saying it, and as you're saying it, you slip off. You can say it 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. When you say it after some time, it begins to manifest. Sometimes you may even forget how it started to come. This is what, I watched that Alfred Babalola. He's the owner of that university, or a lawyer, or a son. As he mentioned, he refused to go to take government work. From even in those days. I never knew that he never worked for government. He believed in himself. At 94, he still worked. He still goes to work before 9 and stays at work till 11 o'clock. Because there is a spirit. It is a spirit that leads us. It's a spirit that ministers to our body. It is not our body that ministers to us. There is no spirit outside there that is more than us. Sometimes I used to discuss with my friends. They will talk about God in heaven. And I asked, which heaven? Jesus came and said, the kingdom of God is within you. And we don't hear it, we don't see it. So if you want to pray, you're praying for a God that is outside you. Because there's 3 truths or 3 things you can get from the Bible. 1 is that God is omnipotent, is it not? Yes. 2 is that God is omniscient, is it not? Yes. 3 is that God is omnipresent, is it not? Yes. So if God is omnipresent, where is God not? Is it not in your hand? Is it not in your hand? Yes. So when you appreciate that God is in everything, God is everywhere, it means God is in you. So you don't need to pray very far. Pray, and that's in you. When you convince yourself that you're going to be a success, you are a success. Before Bible. So we have started. See, as a matter of fact, that yesterday I was in a church service. There was a wedding. Just in the church service. And then my phone, had a sign that I've received a message from Zoe. And I saw it. I was just watching while the man was preaching. I saw it. I said, wow. I was excited. Ballimore. I said, Ballimore. And I said, this woman, where does this woman come from? And when I watched that, everybody I showed it, they were excited. This is world class acting. I never knew that we have this type of talent. I never knew that some of you, madam, I'm sure you used to watch this thing in Facebook. You think that those people are special people, but you have seen that they are not. Yes, you have seen now that they are not. Tomorrow now, people will begin to ask for who is this woman, and then they will be requesting. That's why I called the Umu here. They came here to see me about the case, and I told them, every time people are moving around, going to one political something or the other, come on, let us work together and, bring out the things God has put in us. Learn how to bring this thing out. Every day, SMO, everybody is, everybody now is becoming a celebrity in Army. As you're doing it, now you see that you're moving before you know it. And everybody, people who knew me or who knows me up to now, they all know these things. And as we are doing this program today, they will see it and they will see how this thing is generated. That's what I think we will do to turn around this place. As a matter of fact, I keep saying it. Like in my family, we do this type of meeting every day. We do it every day. The greatest gift God has given us is this thing he's talking about, our mind. And this, our mind, we interact with it with our ability with speech. We interact with it with our 5 senses. And if you consistently keep interacting, you see that you'll be changing. Everything will be changing. And one of the things that help us is to have, like what he has said, everything you want to do, have a goal, have a purpose. Next week, that other week we came, we said, please do this thing. Within that week, look at what has happened. And we're moving forward. So I thank us so much, and I think that if we continue like this, the salvation we are looking is already unfolding. Salvation we are looking for somewhere is already unfolding. You know, when I first saw Nzobi, when I saw the thing that was in Nzobi, I was excited. I told my daughter today when I went and carried her to God, I said, if I had met somebody like Nzobi from the beginning of this, our service to Ami, we would have gone very far. Because he's somebody that anytime you call him, please let us do, he must see positive thing about it. He must see something that is good about it. But there are some people say, how can they? Do you understand? I kept, at the time, I even didn't know that. I was thinking, who Lord Demba? Who Lord? Where is this place? You understand? Say, we're a tenant there. Because this is so real. So real that thing. So I thank you very much, and I'm very excited. I'm very happy. I'm very happy. Thank you very much. Yes, so I think we'll continue. Continue. Madam,
Only. Huh? Well.
Okay.
Yes.